how I make $5,000 a month with appointment setting and consistently getting payouts just like these, as you're gonna see right here, $750, $600, $300 from just setting appointments from other people. And it's actually a hell of a lot easier than you think. Now, I'm making $5,000 a month right now with my income growing and gonna be making $10,000 a month within the next 30 to 60 days. Now, I don't run a business. I don't have any employees that I have to worry about. I don't have to deal with any sort of chargebacks, refunds, and I don't even have to close the deals actually doing this. I'm literally just the middleman. Now, of course, you can be successful with any business model, but there's already other influencers and gurus online that already have a giant social media presence. They already have the A to Z systems, the marketing angles, and they already have insane authority. So if you're new to Wi-Fi money, this is gonna be the fastest way you can start making money online as soon as possible and be able to move anywhere you want in the world and work anywhere you want. And you'll learn the skills you actually need to run and build your own online business just by doing this and making money. And on top of that, you're gonna end up having the capital to get started on your own business in the future. All right, so let's get into this. I'm here to share the formula of how I was able to make $5,000 a month with my income consistently growing just from appointment setting. And from appointment setting, I was able to move to Thailand and I'm working 4 to 8 hours every single day with complete time and location freedom. And this was just after having my bank account being negative $50 just about 2.5 months ago from being a broke and unprofitable insurance agent. So let me show you how I actually can make $5,000 to $10,000 even per month with appointment setting. So what if I told you there's a way you can actually make that month by month by getting a performance-based role inside an online business? And there's no startup cost to actually get into it in the first place. You can work anywhere from 3 to 8 hours online and make that type of money. You're gonna be fully dependent on yourself and the results you generate for the business, making typically $150 to $500 per appointment that you set that actually closes. Now, what actually is appointment setting is what you might be asking yourself, or specifically what we're doing here. So just to give it as simple as possible, there's thousands of online coaches, consultants, making several 6 to even 7 figures per month selling their course, their mentorship, their coaching. Now these coaches, they're getting hundreds of DMs every single day from people either wanting help, but they don't have time to text or follow up with all of them. So that's where we come in as the appointment setter. You're gonna be the bridge between the audience and their high ticket offer that they're typically selling anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000 per deal. Now, all you have to do is qualify the leads, set the appointments, and you're gonna get 5 to 10% commission on each deal that actually closes for them. Now, just to give you the breakthrough of how the commissions work, average commission, expect to make $5,000 per deal closed for you. So let's say, for an example, you're selling for a $5,000 program on average. That's gonna be $250 per appointment that closes. Now, if you, let's say, got one appointment and one deal per day, you set and close one deal per day, that is $7,500 per month. Now you might be wondering to yourself, how do we actually get a role? How do we actually get into this process? Now, every single person, they're gonna sit there and they're gonna tell you, just DM coaches on Instagram. And it does work, but it's gonna take longer. And I do even recommend doing it, but there's way other things to do. So I'm not gonna gatekeep. I've never shown this in any of my high ticket sales appointment setting videos ever before, but it works so well and I wanna see some people succeed. So I'm actually gonna spill the sauce for you right here today. All you're gonna do, you're gonna start by doing the usual outreach methods. I'm gonna show a free training on how to actually do that. But basically how it works is you're gonna go look up, fitness coaches, business coaches. You're gonna go look up how to make money with e-commerce, drop shipping, AI, trading, crypto, all the money making and business models online. From there, sometimes if you go to their YouTube channel, it's gonna show their email, but a lot of times they hide their email. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna download a Google extension. It's gonna be called Email Extractor, scrape emails from websites. And I'm gonna leave a link over to that in my free PDF that I'm gonna be sending over to the people who want a little bit of extra help. And I will also go a little bit more into detail. So I'm gonna leave the link right here in the description. Just go ahead and click on that and I'll send you over a free PDF showing you the exact A to Z guide on how to actually get a role for appointment setting in the first place. Now let's talk about the interview. So you're gonna hop on the call with them, but you have to think about it. This is not just an interview for yourself. You're also interviewing them because you wanna make sure you can get the right role. If you have the wrong role, you might be stuck only making $1,000 or even $2,000 a month, which isn't what we want to be doing. It's a start, but we want to be making more than that, right? So you're going to need to ask them some questions and you're going to need to be able to do a little bit of research on them to see who you're going to be actually setting for and how much you can actually make based on the volume they're actually getting. So first off, you want to know how much they're already making with their offer. Because if they're already making like $20,000, $30,000 a month, there's a good chance you're not going to make as much as you want to be setting for it. All right, the video just cut off on me. But again, you want to make sure you know how much they're actually making in general, preferably at least close to 6 figures a month. Obviously, if they don't already have a setter in place, you can definitely scale that more. But especially if they already have setters and they're making $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month, then unless they just have really shitty setters already, then you might not actually make that much with the offer. The next thing you want to do is you want to know the cost of their actual offer. Because if it's like 2K, then with you most likely making 5%, you're not going to really make that much with the offer. Now you can see how much volume they're getting, because if you are setting for something that is 1 or 2K, if it is a very high volume offer that gets tons and tons of sales, then it might just work out for you. But you also want to know what is the commission, because there is some people that might, give you commission that's only 2%, but there's also some people that give you the commission that is also, 10%, some setting offers even more, but on average expect to get around 5% commission per deal. Now you want to know how much is the lead flow that they have. Now as far as for Instagram, for myself, I get a lot of my sales from cold outreach. So it doesn't always mean they have to have a ton of lead flow, but especially if they're a smaller creator or they don't have, several hundreds of thousands of followers and they don't have a lot of inbound DMs, then doing cold outreach, they're going to be less of an authority figure. So it's going to be harder. So unless they have several hundreds of thousands of followers, make sure they have a good amount of inbound lead flow and a lot of people that you can hit up. Now, as far as the interview to actually just kind of give you the step-by-step of actually getting hired, of course, they're going to interview you on their end because they want to make sure they have someone who's actually going to handle things. Now, if you have no sales experience whatsoever, don't worry about it. DM setting, it's not that complicated. It's something you're going to be able to learn, and it's something that is very progressible, and it's not too hard to do once you learn the framework. But what they're going to be more concerned about is who you are as a person, because they'd rather have a setter that doesn't know as much, but is actually willing to sit there and work all day, work really hard, be able to commit to actually setting as many deals as possible, and who wants to be the top setter on the offer, versus a guy who has experience, is a very good setter, but he just doesn't really care to work that much. He's kind of lazy. He doesn't really care. So just make them feel like you actually care about the offer. Make them feel like this is something you want. You want to be the top guy and that you're willing to do it. And based on what I've seen with other setters, I've never not gotten hired on an interview, but based on what I've seen with other setters who haven't gotten hired and just what I've heard on a lot of these calls is they just go in, they're like, yeah, man, I just want to, make a few thousand. I just want to make like a few $1,000s a month, and I just want to work a few hours a day. So they just don't have mindset. So if you have the right strong mindset, then you should be good. Just be confident, believe in yourself, and you will end up getting an offer within a couple interviews. If you have a bad mindset, you better just work on yourself, start fucking locking in, be spending all your time to actually try to get a role, and then of course going to the gym, that sort of thing. Now again, I'm going to leave a link in the description for anybody who wants to learn a little bit more about this whole business model or this whole making money online model and how to actually get yourself a role in a little bit more detail. And then I'll be able to send you over a free PDF with the full A to Z step-by-step guide so you can make sure to get that role as soon as possible. Peace.